All right, welcome. We are going to be working on your worksheet right away. So I'm going to help you on a few problems. If you notice that you are going to have a section of 4 problems. Now, if you can write small enough, you can do it all here. But remember, we need to move the x, divide, reduce, and then I still want you to write M and B. So some of you definitely write large and in charge. So you're going to do stuff on a separate piece of paper. All of our graphs are going to be on one coordinate plane. And then we're going to eventually notice that our lines will be touching a letter here. Remember on your quiz, it's going to be A, B, C, D, and then you select that as your answer. All right, let's try it. Number 1. So what we do again is move the x, then divide. So I'm going to see a subtract 2x. So I'm going to do plus 2x, both sides. By the time quiz rolls around, you're going to be awesome at this. Remember, I cannot combine that, so I just write it anew. I divide everything by 5. So it means y is going to be equal to 2 over 5x, and then a plus 2. Again, I cannot reduce the first fraction. The second fraction I can reduce. Please label M and B. So M is 2 over 5, and B is 2. Now remember, when we make our line, we want to put the arrows, the equation on it, and we need to figure out what letter it's going to be touching. So that means I'm going to do all of my graphs on this one here, the one that you should see on your worksheet as well. So again, starting point is at positive 2. So that's on my y-axis. On my y-axis, I find a positive 2. So center, 1, 2. And then my slope tells me up 2, right 5. So I'm going to be up 1, 2, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you notice, there's going to be no room whatsoever to do my third point. So I'm going to try that backwards strategy, which again is opposite thinking. So instead of up 2, I'm going to count down 1, 2. And instead of a right 5, I'm going to count left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And if I make my line, you should notice that it will be touching a letter. So take your straight edge, please. And if I do it correctly, it's going to touch letter N. I'm going to go and write down my original problem, which again is right here, negative 2x. So you can actually do it on the corner or the end of the arrow if you want. Negative 2x plus 5y equals 10. So actually doing more than one graph on a single coordinate plane is actually really good practice for chapter 5. All right, let's do a number 2. So we're going to do it on the same coordinate plane. So again, we already know that n is taken, so I'm going to cross that one off. So it's going to be one of those remaining. So again, same work, move the x. Line up my equal signs. So I'm going to have a negative 5y is equal to, and then I'm going to have a negative 2x, and then a plus 20. Now again, common error. Some students forget the negative sign on the 5, so it means absolutely everything will be off for your graph. If you divide everything by negative 5, the numbers on the right side, the negative 2x and the positive 20, are actually going to become the opposite. So I've got y is equal to, if you notice, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so it's still going to be positive 2 over 5 with an x. And then a positive 20 divided by a negative 5 is going to be a negative 4. So what we're going to see right here actually is going to be very helpful with some future information, because if you notice, problem 1 and problem 2 are going to have the same slope, 2 over 5 and 2 over 5. The only difference is the starting point. The y-intercept is going to be negative 4. So what you're going to notice, if you do it correctly, if I start at negative 4 on my y-axis, So start at 0, down 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the same slope, so it's up to right 5. Up 1, 2, 2. Backwards thinking again, down 1, 2. Left 1, 2. And then I connect these lines, or these points for a line, and it's going to touch letter I. But what you should notice about these two lines is there's a specific phrase or a vocabulary term. So as I'm writing down my equation, I'd like you to think about what that's going to be. My equation again is 2x subtract 5y equals 20. Not enough room. Anybody know the phrase yet? Starts with the letter P. Those are parallel lines. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. All right, so it means we have letter N and letter I taken. So we're on problem number 3 now. So letter N and letter I are gone. All right, so back to here. Nice, everything's positive. Don't have to worry too much. Subtract 4x both sides. (3y) is equal to, again, remember, don't combine that stuff there. So I just got a negative 4x and a plus 3. Divide everything by 3. All right, so for this one, we obviously have a completely different slope. It's going to be a negative for 1. Starting point is going to be a nice positive. The negative slope is actually going to be a little steep because it is an improper fraction. And my starting point, again, on the y-axis will be positive 1. Let me go back to the shared one. I'm actually going to change color a little bit here. All right, so starting out at positive 1, I'm going to go down 4, right 3. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1, 2, 3. Don't know if I have enough room there, so I'm going to try that backwards. So instead of down 4, I'm going to go up 4. So up 1, 2, 3, 4. Left 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I think I see what it might touch. So let's make that line. Aha, very nice. Touches letter O. So again, put your equation somewhere on it, maybe near the arrows. So again, that's a 4x plus 3y equals 3. Now I'm going to predict, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I think this last one, question number 4, might be parallel to the one that I just made. So we'll see that in just a moment. So let's go ahead and do question 4 for our last one together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add 8x on both sides. Don't forget your negative sign. Negative 6y is equal to, and I've got an 8x this time, and a positive 30. So on your mind right now should be, okay, I'm probably going to have to simplify or reduce, whichever word you'd like to use. So y is equal to, a positive divided by negative is a negative. 8 and 6 can both be divided by 2, so that's negative 4 over 3 with an x. And then a positive divided by negative is a negative. 30 divided by 6 is a 5. So m is going to be negative 4 over 3. And my starting point, my y-intercept, is negative 5. Wow, this one's going to be really weird for my graphing. So let's go back to the shared one for mine, the same one as yours. So starting out at negative 5. So let's see, on the y-axis, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 4, negative 5. All right, is there any way that I can do my normal slope, which would be down 4, right 3? It'd be somewhere over here. But let's try and make it really accurate by doing our backwards thinking. So again, that's going to be up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, 1, 2, 3. Let's try it one more time. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, 1, 2, 3. Oh, very nice. It's going to touch letter A, and it appears that it will be parallel with question number 3, if I can make it pretty nice. So definitely use your straight edge, please, as you are working. Again, just put it somewhere near the line. Negative 8x plus, subtract 6y equals 30. So what we're doing here again is we are moving the x, then dividing. We are graphing a bunch on one coordinate plane, so you need some practice with that. You're trying to find out what letter it will touch. That'll help you answer the riddle to the worksheet's question. And again, it's great practice for your quiz. So again, you're going to finish up your remaining problems. I helped you on 4. I think you got 8 left to do. Very similar to what we just did. All right, be awesome.